This show is presented by the 323 Network. You can watch all your favorite 323 friends and shows on the 323 Network YouTube channel, follow us on all social media platforms at 323read, and support us as we continue to grow at patreon.com/323read. That's 323REID. Folks, another NFL week is in the books, sort of, almost. This is Monday night as we're recording, just to pull back the curtain a little bit, just so you know that we understand the Monday night games were great. We're just not going to talk about them because they were that great and they went so late. 10 o'clock start. That's insane. But we are going to recap the rest of week 2 in the NFL. And, you know, we're feeling sick. We're feeling hungover. So that only means one thing. This is the 323's Sunday hangover. Let's go to church.
Well, let me answer that question by asking you 2 questions. 1, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. 2, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Yes, folks, this is the Sunday Hangover. I am your host of the 323, Reed Murphy, joined today by the lovely and wonderful and highly nervous and highly stressed out and super anxious producer extraordinaire, Angela Paniagua. Hello, Angela. How are you?
I think you already explained it all.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to harass you into that microphone. We're going to make sure that microphone's working the entire time.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it is fine. It's fine. We're going to do very well today. Obviously, Sunday Hangover is the loosest and most stress-free zone that we have to talk about football. We call it the Sunday Hangover because you're just so sick and hungover from football, you don't know what to do.
And we had soup.
And we had soup, and we're feeling like sick from that. And we're trying our best. So we're gonna recap the scores and records for week 2 in the NFL. Yeah, Chef Murphy took over, and all the drama, how we're feeling about it, even some other stuff from the weekend, and get our due diligence of content out for week 2 before we get into week 3 RVG. With the usual degenerates and Scott Elliott, who's busy being a dad, and Zahir Ali, who's busy slaying demons. Let's get into the Week 2 NFL recap, and we got plenty to talk about.
So, starting off with Thursday Night Football in Green Bay with the Packers and the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry.
Fucking Commanders.
Fucking Commanders! With 27 and Washington 18. They kind of looked a little stale, not gonna lie. Just from seeing how they were playing last year to that, and we saw them in person the week before, just a couple days before that, and they looked great, and the defense looked great too, but I don't know what happened that day.
Yeah, it was rough. They obviously, it's something that we talked about in the preseason, and expectations for these teams and expectations for the Commanders versus the Packers. I've obviously, diehard for Washington here, but I've got Green Bay as a major playoff contender, and what I wanted to see is if, one, can Washington beat up on the teams that they should beat? Week 1, Giants. And can they at least hold their own with teams that are supposed to be in that contender status? And not entirely encouraged yet after that performance against Green Bay, there was nothing but pressure from Micah Parsons, your guy. I know. Nothing but pressure. He was unleashed the entire game. Jayden Daniels, Terry McLaurin still have no connection going yet, probably stemming from that hold-in by Terry. These are all things that you're going to see get cleaned up, hopefully, and things that will get fixed, right? So maybe they'll have another matchup in January. But for right now, little concerned about the legitimacy of this team. They're not looking like a full Super Bowl contender, like, most fans would hope. But a lot of coaches always say, you want to make mistakes in September, so you're looking right in December. That's all that really fully matters. And now you have a little bit of concern going into week 3 with Jayden Daniels taking, some good hits in that last game. Now, latest reports from, those different reporters like Adam Schefter, John Keim, that Jayden had to have an MRI done on his knee. There is a little concern over that, and there's a high possibility that he misses week 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders, where we could see a Marcus Mariota start. Still should be contending, though, and that's going to be a theme here from these week 2 games.
So how do you feel if Jayden doesn't play against the Raiders?
He is young, and he's young. He's your franchise guy. If there's a little concern for injury, it's probably best to just sit him in those moments and, hope to keep him alive and healthy and well going forward. So I'm fine if he sits against the Raiders. I believe in Mariota to be able to do it.
Updated records: Packers are 2-0, Commanders 1-1.
Okay.
1-1.
Packers are legit.
So for Sunday, we had a whopping 9 games at 1 o'clock. For fantasy people, that was a nightmare. Too many people starting at once. It was so stressful. You had to keep up with so many scores and so many games. But we had the Buffalo Bills and the Jets. Bills winning 30, Jets at 10.
Jesus.
Those Jets. Justin Fields, fake?
No, Justin Fields fake. Yeah, Justin Fields very fake. I can give you the stat of the day here and the stat of the week. Justin Fields was 6th in passing yards. 6th. He was 6th in passing yards in his own division, in the AFC East. There's 4 teams in that. There's 4 teams. He was the 6th highest passer in that week. There were 2 backup quarterbacks. There was a backup quarterback. Mitch Trubisky threw 7 more yards than Justin Fields did. Justin Fields only threw for 28 yards in that game. Absolutely the full Justin Fields experience. And we love you, Luis. Love you, Big Chief Burrito. Know you're going through it. Love you. We're here for you. God damn, man. That was the experience. You almost beat the Steelers week 1.
And that was both high scoring teams. The high scores from week 1 to 10.
Could not tell this week against the Bills. The Bills are scary. Bills are scary. That was a fun one.
Josh Allen, scary.
My guy.
James Cook,
scary.
I don't know who else made a touchdown, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's right here.
Yeah, they're killing it. What else did we have this week?
We had Lions, the Detroit Lions. The Bears were at the Detroit Lions.
There we go.
The score was Lions 52 and Bears 21.
Jeez, and it still was not that close.
It was not close at all.
It was not that close.
Those poor Bears.
We say the poor Bears, but everybody on this show, from me to you to Zoo to Scott to Luis, we just love shitting on the Bears. We feel for BBK. We feel for Brian and, that small contingency of Bears fans that have hope every year. They're not confident, but they're just hoping for something different. Oh, shit.
They got their ass whooped.
They got their ass whooped. Detroit not only looked to be back in form, they were getting chants of fuck Ben Johnson, the new Bears coach.
And your boy St. Brown just taking all the touchdowns.
St. Brown taking all the tutties after people thought they were going to get rid of him, after week 1 with their fantasy teams, obviously. But no, it was a big thing, and the Bears are just another example of a team and a franchise, and this is the nice educational part of the show, where if you look at these patterns and you look at how these things go, the Bears are a consistent problem in the NFL of a lot of teams, where they continue to not just rebuild the entire thing, blow up the whole thing. If your team is bad for years, or they're just in limbo, like that kind of 8-8, 8-9 record, blow it up. If you're going to get rid of your coach, blow it the shit up and go. I mean, Washington had to do this. And, not only got whole new ownership, but got a new GM, a new coach, and they picked the quarterback that same year. You're already seeing it where they kept the GM and hired this new coach in Ben Johnson to fix Caleb Williams. But these rookie quarterbacks, you bring them in to be your savior, and then you fire their coach, and it breaks their confidence, and it's a whole new thing they have to do. And so then the new coach comes in, and that coach struggles. And then the GM gets fired for bringing them in, and then the new GM wants a new coach, and the new coach wants a new quarterback, and it's an endless cycle of shit and misery. And that's where the Bears are.
Sounds like a lot of this and that.
That's it. It's just a whole lot of this and that in Chicago.
All right, next up we have the Cleveland Browns at Baltimore. The score was Browns 17 to Ravens 41.
Yeah. So the Ravens won 41-17.
Another team that had a slow start in the beginning, because we were watching the majority of these games. So they had a very slow start, especially Derrick Henry not really touching the ball at all.
That's a weird one too, because that is a game that we had on, and we're flipping back and forth, and I had no idea Baltimore beat the hell out of them that way.
No, but it was because I have Lamar Jackson as my quarterback. All I kept seeing was touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I was like, okay, well, maybe the game changed the second half.
Yeah, that always helps. 2.5 fantasy points from Derrick Henry if you're a fantasy person. That was a wild. Cleveland's got a good defense, and they can take your run game away. Baltimore said, bet. Okay. We got Lamar Jackson.
But that was a lovely picture of Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson hugging at the end of the game.
It was nice. It was nice.
It was. Ravens are now 1-1. The Browns are now 0-2.
Of course they are.
Another franchise. Poor Browns. Sorry if you were a Browns fan.
Again, same thing. It's that same cycle. You can look at it with all these bad teams. They all follow the same pattern.
Yep. We'll get there. We're almost there. Kind of. I have a couple more teams to talk about before we get to them. But we have Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals, with Jaguars at 20. The score was 27-31, with the Bengals winning and Joe Burrow out for 3 months now due to a toe injury, right?
Yeah, that's what's wild. Like turf toe, you hear the name turf toe and it doesn't sound like the most exciting injury.
No.
It's not an ACL tear or anything, but
it's not career ending.
No,
which is good.
But it's a thing to monitor with Joe Burrow, and as somebody who got the Bengals in the bucket of death.
Oh no!
I'm definitely monitoring this. It was very good that they pulled out the win there. The Bengals are 2-0 and the Jaguars are 1-1. Is my memory right?
Yes, Bengals are 2-0, Jaguars 1-1.
So very good for the Bengals to pull out that win. Very Jacksonville of the Jaguars to fuck that up and lose. Like that was a win that they could have pulled out there.
They could have with Joe Burrow not playing.
Yeah, and Jake Browning's a good backup quarterback. That's who will be taking the spot there in Cincinnati. I don't see them trying to trade for Kirk Cousins or anything. Jake Browning, they've had to go through it, which is my concern in Cincinnati. Burrow's been in the league for 7 years now, and it seems, I think, five years now out of the 7. Does he have some type of season-ending or, extremely debilitating injury that takes him out? And obviously, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He is an MVP candidate whenever he's healthy, but that is the biggest problem, and that is the biggest ability is availability in the NFL. So you got to wonder how long Cincinnati can manage this situation with him and, consistently losing him. And we'll see if they can get to 8-8 or so by the time he gets back and try to make a playoff run. Or if I'm finally correct and Zach Taylor gets fired.
Now, moving on, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus Tennessee Titans.
Oof.
The score was 33-19. Winning that game was the LA Rams. I didn't really watch that game, but
It's one of those games. Titans are involved. Don't really particularly care. But Cam Ward had a really great touchdown. So good for the rookie. Happy for him. Things are getting together with that team, and the Rams continue to defy age odds. So good for them.
Yes, they are now 2-0, and Titans are 0-2.
Cool.
Now we have the New England Patriots at Miami Dolphins. Now we were watching the end of this game. It was spicy.
It did get spicy.
A little bit towards the middle-ish, endish, second half, I think.
Yeah. It's one of those games we said with week 1 that the Dolphins, it was a must-win wildly in week 1 against the Colts. You rarely ever have a must-win game in week 1. Week 2, you needed to show something. And it's one of those classic Tua and Mike McDaniel performances where, they're impressive, they're doing good stuff. And when it comes down to crunch time, Tua throws a god-awful interception. And Mike Vrabel gets his first win as Patriots head coach.
Classic.
Yeah, so Dolphins are 0-2, and Patriots are 1-1.
Yes, Dolphins are 0-2, Patriots are 1-1. The score was 33-27.
Yeah.
They were going to come back, but I don't remember what happened that last play. And they just didn't happen.
It's not too much of a spoiler warning, but the Dolphins are playing the Bills on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, well.
Can just about bet Dolphins are going to start the season 0-3. Bad start.
So that's not a playoff contender team.
No.
Well, next game to talk about. The New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Going into overtime, 37-37. Aubrey kicks the field goal. They go into overtime. They have 10 minutes. Now, I did not know that they changed the rules.
I didn't either.
So it was news to us because as a Cowboys fan, it was very stressful. And don't come for me. Do not come for me. I was born into being a Cowboys fan. Is it too late to switch now after that Micah Parsons shit? Micah, if you're watching this, which I know you won't, but please come back.
He is watching this. Whoa. He is very much watching this.
Micah, please. I literally cried. I cried when I saw the trade. And I saw it first before he did.
It's true.
Which is not really unlikely, but going into overtime, Aubrey just kicks the field goal and wins the game for the Cowboys. Which I can't believe we almost lost to the New York Giants.
Wild game. Probably the game of the week, weirdly. But you say it like in mourning, but the Cowboys got to win, and that's the most important thing, right? Is getting the W.
I don't care.
It's barely against the Giants, and it was weird. Apologies to Russell Wilson. I didn't know you still had that in you, buddy. But
me either.
I think he was feeling the deep, hot breaths of Jackson Dart on the back of his neck.
Honestly, I thought Russell Wilson was washed.
I think everybody did.
Just watching him in person at the Commanders game, I'm like, oh yeah, this dude's washed.
Yeah, I think everybody did. 450 yards and all those touchdowns. It's insane to see come from him. But Dallas, look, you can't keep Dak and CD down, and George Pickens. Pickens is going to be a serious threat.
Pickens barely caught the ball.
Should he get away from those interference calls, that's a very good sign. That's a very good sign of that tandem, and that's what people were looking for. And Javonte Williams, the running back, looked really good. Looked very solid, so that's nice to have.
It is very nice to see a running back come back after not really having a running game for the past couple of years.
Yes, but by God, on the defensive side,
we need help.
You all got to get Kair Elam.
We need help on defense.
Get Deron Bland back on the field because Malik Neighbors was eating him alive. You guys are getting help, though. That is nice. I guess the defense was going so poorly there in the first half that Jerry Jones signed veteran star free agent defensive end Jadeveon Clowney at halftime. Made that signing at halftime. So Clowney will, become bringing his talents to Dallas.
Well, instead of signing somebody else on defense, why did you get rid of Micah Parsons in the first place?
Look, that's the idea. You could either have Micah Parsons or you could have the mystery.
No.
You could have.
I don't care.
You could have.
I don't care.
You
I
could
don't
have,
want to hear it.
You could have Micah
No.
You can have Micah Parsons or the mystery box, and in that mystery box, you could have Micah Parsons.
Okay, well that's why your offense couldn't stand against Micah Parsons.
Whoa! Who's lashing out here?
Me, I'm upset.
Who's lashing out here?
Upset.
We only let the Giants score 6.
That is not professional to argue on cameras.
And that's actually sports media now, so that's probably the closest that we've gotten to legitimate sports media on this show.
Put the trash talk. You know what?
Yeah.
Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
You know what? Jerry Jones can fuck off.
That too.
Because this isn't the 90s making that big defense trade. Okay?
Yeah. You decrepit old fool.
Sorry, I don't want to be mean to my elders, but fuck you, Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Alright, we have San Francisco 49ers and the New Orleans Saints. The score was 26-21. Brock Purdy was not in.
No.
He was not existing because he was out. George Kittle out. No more Deebo Samuel, so Christian McCaffrey's just out there all alone.
and he balled and he handled it. Balled out, handled that game.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones came in to replace Brock Purdy. That was a quarterback that Kyle Shanahan really, really loved in the draft, reportedly. We just kept hearing that, and then they wound up having to take Trey Lance. And I don't know where Trey Lance is now. I have no idea where he is.
He went there?
That's where he was drafted. Yep, he was drafted by them. Little COVID quarterback, baby. It was wild how that worked out. But, that was a game that, honestly, you knew how it was going to go, even with backups. Saints aren't winning that game. It was a little closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. We're not getting fooled by the Saints this year.
No, not this year.
Not this year.
Spencer Rattler. No, get out of here.
No.
Yeah, that game can just jettison.
Fooled me once. We got fooled once last year.
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah.
Not this season.
We know how it is. Niners 2-0, Saints 0-2. Shuck that shit out of here. What's the next game?
All right, the last game for the 1 o'clock.
Whew.
Now, that was a journey.
It's like a Charlie Sheen of football addicts. Love this. Love that window.
We had the Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, 31-17. Seahawks taking the win.
Yeah, no, Seahawks got that. Seahawks got that one. I don't know what happened with Pittsburgh this week. I don't really know. Obviously, it's concerning that they've given up 30 plus points 2 weeks in a row now on a defense that was supposed to get a lot better, but also got a lot older. And everybody on their defense looks like they're taking a collective washed step. So that's an issue. Rodgers still okay. Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back there in Pittsburgh, making one of the worst mistakes a rookie can make with the kickoff that helped cost them a touchdown. Seattle, again, another one of those teams. I don't know what they are. I'm not expecting them to be a contender by the end of the year. It's like Minnesota last year. They're going to be good, probably make the playoffs. Fraud. We're already in week 2, and I think that we can see who our contenders are. And 4 o'clock window had a good amount of that.
Now, starting with the 4 o'clock games, we have Carolina Panthers with the Arizona Cardinals.
That's another one of those.
Oh, yeah.
That was another one of those chuck that game into space.
Yeah, the score was 22-27. 22-27. Taking the win, Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals 2-0 now?
Yes. No. Wait. 1-1. Sorry. 1-1.
Did ChatGPT fool us? Could have
Maybe.
sworn they did. Yeah, they beat the Saints last week. They are 2-0.
2-0.
A quiet 2-0.
All right.
A deceptive 2-0.
Where do you get your resources?
That's our other producer, Chat.
Come on, chat, do better. And the Panthers are 0-2.
Sorry, Austin.
Sorry, Bryce Young.
Again, another one of those teams. Just you don't want to keep falling in that ugly cycle.
Another 4 o'clock game, the Denver Broncos and the
Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis.
The score was 28-29. Colts taking the win.
Yeah. Don't know what's going on with Denver. Denver, they snuck out with a win in week 1 against the Titans and just couldn't hold their own with Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, and the Colts, and their mascot Blue, who was just humping the air all over the place with just happiness and victories there, and with Cam Bynum. Like, that's kind of fun to see what's going on with the Colts. Love their owner too. Their new owner, Carly Gordon. She's the daughter of Carly Irsay Gordon, daughter of Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay passed away right over the summer during the NBA Finals. Daughter inherited the team, and now it's become a whole thing that she is standing on the sidelines wearing a headset, kind of like Jerry Jones always dreamed of. And she's out there wearing the headset, and people were like, is that necessary? Is that overbearing? And she explained it, saying she's not doing it to get in their business. She just wants to know what the coaches are calling, and when something bad happens, whose fault was this? Was this the coach's fault? Was this the player's fault? Was it a miscommunication? It's a good way for an owner to kind of learn the sport and see, who needs to be fired. But it's also a quick way to get into overbearing, overwhelming territory. If the team starts losing. While they're winning, it's cool. If they start losing, no, it's not going to be a good look, and somebody will get fired.
But yeah, the Colts' mascot looks pretty fun. Watched a video of him having a dance off with the man in the stand. And the man's he takes off his shirt, and then he's just rolling around his belly, and then the man's just standing there and then just takes off his shirt and just...
Old Blue is killing it there in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so good for Daniel Jones getting out of the Giants and going somewhere where he's a little bit more appreciated.
Yep, back from the dead.
Back from the dead. All right, our last 4 o'clock game, a Super Bowl rematch versus the Philadelphia Eagles at Kansas City. And Eagles taking the win 20-17. Now, we did watch that game. Took a little nap in the middle of halftime, per se.
That's 4 o'clock game, sure.
Yeah, after watching 9 games at 1 o'clock. Come on now. But how do you feel? Tush push. Tush push.
Tush push has been so annoying already for years, but I think yesterday, while we've talked about it, and we talked about it in the off-season show, that some of the owners were trying to get it banned and outlawed. They were trying to make the argument that there are too many injuries. There are not really injuries during these tush push plays. That is something that we have noticed. But yesterday was a shining example and a very on national display example of the issue with the tush push, and especially with the Eagles doing it, of these constant false starts that the refs don't catch because things are moving so fast. You probably have a little more eyes on Jalen Hurts. Maybe after this week, that spotlight will put some more emphasis on those O-linemen to not jump. But you're seeing it even with a split second of a jump from the guard. That is unstoppable. It's already a hard enough play, but the D-line can't do anything when the O-line is getting a jump on them. They are already getting under them. What's going to happen? Hurts is just going to get in there. So that's an issue that has been around with the tush push. You could see it if you watch old film of Jason Kelce. When Kelce was their center, constantly leaning heavily over the ball, pretty much offsides from the start, and would get that false start going.
I mean, but God forbid another team could try to do that and their centers over the ball. Like, I felt like that would have been called, right? No?
I mean, it is something that you saw with Baltimore in week 1 last year in the game against the Chiefs in the season opener game where,
It's called.
Left tackle Ronnie Stanley just call, false start, offsides, because he was just slightly over that line, something that was not called. And not to sound like a bitter Commanders fan, but that was not something called on Jason Kelce.
I mean, Joe says, we're not Kansas City fans either.
No, nobody is. Well, some people are, but there's words for that. But yeah, no, it's weird to see the Chiefs be on that side of the getting hosed.
Honestly, it's kind of great seeing it.
A little relieving, a little refreshing. Yeah.
A little nice seeing that now it's an even playing field. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. But Eagles are 2-0, Chiefs 0-2, which is crazy. How do you feel about the Chiefs being 0-2? Yeah, that's nice.
That's great. Will they stay 0-2? I don't even know who they're going against next.
No, they're not gonna stay 0-2.
No, they
That's
won't.
Yeah, like we can tell that.
Talk about Travis Kelce missing that catch and turning over the ball to the Eagles.
That was bad. That's washed older player vibes.
I don't know. I feel like he keeps not messing up every game, but there's at least like a mistake each game that Travis Kelce has going on.
Correct.
And that, I don't remember his number. Correct me.
80s
80?
for Kelce?
No, not Kelce.
Oh.
The other person on the Chiefs who could not catch the ball.
Oh, 80, Tyquan Thornton. Oh my goodness. He did have a great touchdown pass.
Fine. It was like 3rd time's a charm.
There's a connection trying to be built between him and Mahomes. And Mahomes, they can't quite get there. You can tell he's missing Xavier Worthy, just like you are.
Yes.
You can tell he's missing Rashee Rice. That is the guiding light for the Chiefs. They will be getting Rashee Rice back by week 7 from his suspension. They will be getting Xavier Worthy back probably this week. That's going to help that offense a lot. It's struggling and sputtering right now. They're going to need something, especially going up against, this week it's not going to be too bad. They've got the Giants.
Oh, well, there goes the Giants.
Yeah. I don't see the Russell Wilson thing happening this week.
No, but it would be cool if it come back out again. We haven't seen him play like that since he was in Seattle.
Wildly, another Sunday night game. Who wants that? Who's asking for that?
Giants
who wants
Chiefs?
Who wants Chiefs Giants on Sunday Night Football?
What are the Eagles?
Probably the refs that they've been ass kissing this entire time. They play the Rams at 1 o'clock.
Ooh, that could be a good game.
That could be a good one. But yeah, that was an impressive 4 o'clock slate. Yeah, I got the Sunday night game. I got you on here because it wasn't anything worth really watching. I wasn't even sure why it was the Sunday night game over Eagles Chiefs, or even at that point Cowboys Giants. They love putting Cowboys Giants on Sunday Night Football. But we had the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. The Falcons wound up beating the Vikings 22-6. Bijan Robinson ran 22 times for 143 yards. And ultimately, Vikings just couldn't get anything going. The big star of that game for Atlanta, their kicker that they just signed later in that week, John Parker Romo, who came out and just after week 1 when their kicker Younghoe Koo missed a potential game-winning kick. They go out, they sign Romo, and what does he do? Makes it. 5 field goals in that game to pretty much just run their score going on that whole time. And you had a lot of bad looks and bad mistakes from the Vikings' new franchise quarterback, JJ McCarthy. It's only his 2nd game ever, but looked really rough, and suffered an ankle injury in that game. So we will more than likely continue the phase of backup quarterbacks. You're not only going to get Marcus Mariota in week 3 from the Commanders, more than likely, but we have Bengals at Vikings in week 3, which means you're getting Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz.
Talking about backup showdown.
It's only week 3.
We got backups after backups after backups coming into week 3.
Oh my God. And by the end of the show, we will have a Monday night score for you from Bucks Texans. That game is almost over as we're recording. And for the final updated records here, the Falcons are 1-1. Vikings are 1-1 as well. So that was your Sunday. That was your week 2 Sunday in the NFL. Exhausting.
Crazy week.
It really was a crazy week. And we're going to be, diving into the full preview of week 3 from, on Ricks versus Gricks this Thursday. But producer Angela, what were some takeaways from this week? Was there anything else that you noticed in particular from the week 2 slate of games, or anything that caused you concern? Anything that you're watching going forward?
I'm really concerned for my team, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I really didn't have hope for them anyway after the trade. Hopefully they can get their shit together, because goddamn, who are we going against?
So it's very interesting. You have the Chicago Bears this week, and the
both fraud teams.
America's game of the week. You should be able to handle that, but weird things happen against Chicago.
Right.
Now, the game that we will check back in with you in a couple weeks, Sunday Night Football. Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons come to Dallas.
Talk about it.
They will be in Dallas. That game will be talked ad nauseum all damn week.
And guess who will be talking about it? This guy.
This guy.
At 323.
At 323 Reed, at 323 REID. You can see those pictures from Nats Park, and that's a good thing right here.
REED.
That's right. That's that guy who kept showing up in the Jumbotron. That's my doppelganger. Where in the world is Reed?
Imagine if his name was Reed.
Oh my God! Apparently that's a whole thing. That's a whole segment we'll have going for you.
Doppelgangers?
Yeah, doppelgangers.
Everybody has to have one.
Somebody has one somewhere.
Somewhere in the world, there's always somebody who looks just like you. It's crazy.
It's insane. But you know what is also insane? The way that we will finish the Sunday Hangover every week, which is our top 5 observations, our top 5 weekend notes. Anything that caught your eye through the weekend. Doesn't have to necessarily be with football. It can be with anything. And there was a lot going on this weekend, a lot going on in life this past weekend. So we're going to kick off that imaging and do our top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I know. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Boom, 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 boom. There it is.
What?
It took a minute to get there, but yes, these are the top 5 notes from the from the weekend, from our weekend on this Sunday Hangover. And Angela, there was a lot going on this weekend. I'll kick us off here at number 5, which was, and I had some anger, and Scott's not here. He's not here to do his college shame day update. We'll get some more on that. in a little bit. But number 5 here is just about Clemson football. Yes, Clemson University. And I say this with plenty of respect and love and feeling in my heart.
All right, you're a liar.
Is that Clemson can fuck off for eternity.
Yep, there it is.
I don't want to hear any more hype about them. I was tricked already into picking them as my team. I wanted to pick Texas for this year to win the national championship, and they're frauds too. So I don't want to hear about more of them. I don't want to hear about Cade Klubnik's stupid looking ass. Get out of here, Clemson. And your racist background and Dabo Swinney running down a hill like his knees hurt. Get out of here, Clemson. Get out.
Oh my God.
Don't want to hear about you losing to whoever that was. Just did look sorry the entire game.
Oh my God, we have real hatred in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Always hated those racist bastards. Ugh. Clemson. Sorry as hell.
Speaking of college football.
Oh, number 4. What do you got?
Number 4, which I don't know, it might be my number 1. But since we're on the topic of college football, can we give a round of applause to the Oregon State mascot reading Fort Wayne while they're beating whoever they were going against? I don't watch college football, but I did see that. A round of applause. Let's give it to him.
I'll give it.
Yes, reading Fort Wayne, reading chapter 30, I think. I don't even think it was on a chapter. But I see you, my man. Respect.
Shout out to the duck.
Shout out to the Doug. This is why we love Dougs.
We love mascots on this show, honestly.
Yes, we do.
This has been a thing for a long time.
Top 5 mascots.
Blue is on there. Blue and the duck have been constants on this show.
Yes.
Tackling children, doing push-ups. They're the best.
Making them be pushed.
Yeah.
Let's go Duck. Or whatever their mascot is. Isn't it a duck?
Yeah, ducks.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ducks.
Man, that was a good moment from this weekend.
Yes.
A fellow fourth.
It was a good moment. It was a good moment. We had a lot of good moments this weekend, and one of them that was very fun was Saturday night. Late as hell. Saturday night. And that was the Canelo Alvarez, Jerome. God damn. Oh my God, what did I just do to Terrence Crawford?
Oh my God, you're a fan.
That was racist of me. I'm sorry, Jerome Wilson from DCB.
How dare you?
Oh my God, the Canelo Alvarez Terrence Crawford fight.
Terrence Crawford. Boo! How
Bud.
dare you?
Bud Crawford. Man, that fight was fun.
Okay, talking about that, can we change the time? Because starting at almost 1 o'clock was ridiculous. I was tired. Sleepy.
I'll give Netflix the credit here. No buffering. It was very smooth the whole time. But
gives me hope for the Commanders and Cowboys games coming. They're playing on Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But bro, do better than 1 a.m.
Can we do 7 a.m. on Western time? Come on.
Yeah, it's just
at least a little bit earlier for us East Coast people over here.
It wasn't even that many prelim fights. It was just 3 prelim fights, but they were just going forever. So, oh my gosh.
Those musical performances.
And shout out to the culture. Shout out to Crawford trolling by having a mariachi band do his walkout. That was pretty. You're thinking it's Canelo the entire time.
Of course.
But damn, they took forever. And so was I.
We were both biased, especially for the culture.
For the cultures.
For the cultures, we were rooting for Canelo. But goddamn, that Crawford, he knows how to fight. He knows how to throw a punch. And God forbid you throw a punch at him, he comes back swinging 2-3 more times.
This was a fight that was kind of wild to see. It was kind of wild to think about. It was kind of wild to see that it was ever happening. But that's part of the respect and the classiness of Canelo Alvarez, who has never, unlike some fighters like Floyd Mayweather, never shied away from fighting the best at a time. And taking on Crawford, he's getting close to the end. He's 37. Canelo's 35. always have respected Crawford. One of the greatest skilled boxers, potentially the greatest skilled boxer in the history of the game. But Canelo's just been so strong, so overwhelming, such a high fight IQ, same as Crawford, high fight IQ. But it just seemed like a reasonable favorite to have Canelo there. Crawford, it was just an outmatched thing, just a respectful ass kicking the entire night. I probably scored 9 rounds to Crawford, 3 for Canelo, maybe at that point. And it was just like Angela said, Canelo got a fight, Canelo got a punch in there, Crawford's coming back with 2 jabs, maybe 3. You get him against the ropes, he won't let you, he boxes you out of it. Even, it was respect for each other's game, but Crawford wanting to secure a legacy here towards the end because people have said he's never fought one of the great ones. He got one this time, and damn did he show out. And it's really genuinely awesome. And not only, like we said, the bias here. We had our biases. And just peeking even further behind the curtain here. There's no Wilder when boxing and fight game, they love race wars, especially black versus Hispanic fighters. They love that. There's no weirder, wilder feeling than watching that fight and seeing Crawford win in a Hispanic household. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was very anxious on this end. It was tense, but thankfully half of everybody in the house was asleep. So it was okay. But
every time I would wake up a little from going to sleep, I was like, and Canelo wasn't doing anything. It's like he forgot.
I will
some moments.
I will say it for this, that the awesome thing with that fight, and it's with any sports moment, is watching an athlete, or a character in sports, anybody have a legacy defining moment, and it as you're watching it. You're seeing it happen. Or you just watch this stuff happen. The Falcons, Patriots, 28-3, and the Patriots coming back and just kind of saying, Tom Brady saying, "Fuck you, this is who I am." LeBron smacking down the point. This was one of those all-time legacy-defining moments in sports by Crawford. If he chooses to retire right here, he will go down as potential. He will go down, I think, already as the greatest of this decade, of this era of boxers. Honestly, you got to put him up there, maybe above Floyd. He's up there with Sugar Ray. This was awesome to see, and this was a huge moment for him. Fun fight. Get the Paul brothers out of here. I don't need any more of that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. Now that's what we like to see is real boxing. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Get that out of here.
Get the Paul brothers out of here. We like to see real people fight.
Yes.
People who really want to do it for the sport. I'm not saying that they don't want to. They just joined it. One joined in, and then the other joined in, and now, I don't know, not make it a joke, but it's not. I don't really care to watch them fight, especially from where they came from. Watching them do stupid YouTube videos and all the controversies they put themselves in. So we already have a bad taste watching them fight, so it's kind of refreshing not seeing a Paul fight streaming on Netflix for once.
But coming soon.
No,
Paul versus Tank Davis.
Will we still watch it? Probably.
Yeah, if it's nothing else is on.
Right, haters watching it. Haters watching the game that we just talked. Not the game, the fight that we just talked about. But it was nice seeing, Crawford and Canelo fight versus a Paul brother fight.
Yes. That was my number 3. Number 2, producer Angela. Was your observation? You have so much to pick from a Nats game to Emmys to Charlie Sheen, all over.
We did go to our first baseball game.
Hey.
Cute. But the Emmys, we'll go into the Emmys instead. It was nice finally going to an actual baseball stadium versus going to the Fred Matt Stadium. Compared, we were sitting there And thank you to Sarah's boyfriend for getting us these tickets. We have to get him a good gift after this. 'Cause those seats, I never felt more like I'm not supposed to be here in like a rich area. See all these nice things, but it was very refreshing to be here.
Nats Park, beautiful park,
Yeah.
awesome food, incredible food,
A lot of food.
better prices wildly than those suck-ass Fred Nats. You don't want to hang out with our show, that's fine, but at least make your food minor league reasonable prices. What are you doing, Fredericksburg? Richmond Flying Squirrels do better on their food
Who
prices.
does Fredericksburg think they are?
Who do we think we are?
Who does Fredericksburg think they are?
Those tenders and fries, I gotta buy them separate. I didn't have to do that in DC.
No.
And they were fat tenders.
And we got good hot dogs too.
Had a good, thick glizzy. Straight down my gullet.
So you like the glizzy?
It was a good
Going
glizzy.
down your throat.
You know what? We'll make that
Slip
two.
that thing in a little thing back in the.
We'll make that number 2. The glizzy's going down that dang down your throat. That's number 2, and I'll roll with you here on number 1. Number 1 being the Emmys. Fanfare. Emmys. Look,
We watch a lot of TV.
we watch a lot of TV.
Yeah. No, yeah, we do.
We do watch a lot of TV, and this is something we'll talk about with Travis Byram soon too. Mr. B will come on to talk about some Emmys love. But Emmys were fun. Studio, starring Seth Rogen, created by Seth Rogen on Apple TV, broke the Emmys record for most wins by a freshman show with, what was it, I think 13 or 14 wins last night, including Outstanding Comedy Series. Seth Rogen won lead actor in a comedy.
Good for him.
The Bear went from being the most awarded comedy show ever last year to barely winning anything this year, which was a wild drop-off. But season 3 was kind of,
3.
4?
Somewhere.
There's somewhere. It hasn't been the same since season 2. We can acknowledge that.
Yeah.
It's been a good show.
Still a good show.
Yeah.
But to take away, I don't really remember anything.
Right.
From the Bear.
That's the thing. It's aesthetic. It's aesthetically pleasing. Questionable comedy into drama. A lot of great nominees. Star Wars even had a nomination there with Andor for Outstanding Drama Series and a couple of major awards there. But The Pit was the big winner, and that has been a high recommendation from us to anybody that will listen. And Noah Wiley is Dr. Robbie, winning his first Emmy after 7 nominations. We love Dr. Rabinovich. And that show is just one of the most compelling seasons of TV that I think most people have seen in a long time, just chronicling 15 hours in an ER. So
I can't believe that was like one day. And thank you to all those people who do work in hospitals. Because as somebody who hasn't really watched like Grey's Anatomy, and ER and all that stuff, like you really don't know like what goes on in those hospitals. And oh my gosh, the amount of death that you have to deal with, like very eye-opening. To how are you guys just not drained all the time? I mean, you guys are drained all the time, but a big kudos to those people who work in the medical field, because oh my god, it's insane. Like
Absolutely.
Just watching it from like that perspective.
Mm-hmm. Just nuts. So it was a well-deserved win by that show. Another one of our shows that we binged fully on Netflix, Adolescence, was a great 4-part miniseries that won Outstanding Limited Series. It won Owen Cooper, who was the kid focus of that show. He won Supporting Actor and became the youngest male actor to win an Emmy at 15 years old. He was fantastic. And the lead actor and creator, Stephen Graham, he won, beat Colin Farrell for The Penguin, which was dicey, but like I've said, Stephen Graham, go watch Adolescence. It's a tough, powerful show, but final scene made me cry with him. Made me actually tear up. Yeah, made me tear up. And you, producer Angela knows, I don't tear up easy. but Stephen Graham got me on that.
Stone wall over there.
He fantastic work, and that doesn't take anything away from Colin Farrell, who was completely unrecognizable for many hours as the Penguin on there. But at least it won something. Kristen Milioti, who was insanely good as Sophia Falcone on that show, won lead actress. And outside of those, you got to see some cool wins. Stephen Colbert won for Outstanding Talk Show shortly after his show was canceled by CBS
Boo.
and Paramount, facing political pressure there. Jean Smart won her 4th Emmy in a row, won for the 4th year in a row for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. So there were a lot of cool wins throughout the night. And then like the very cringy thing of the host, Nate Bargatze, donating $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. And, you know, it was a worthy thing for when people go over their speech time and just keep talking and keep yapping like we do on this show.
All we do is yap.
But you can't yap on a award show. Those things are 3 hours. So he was going to take $1 away for every second that you kept going. And it was funny at first. And then you see it dipping into negative $40,000 to where the Boys and Girls Club has to pay him or something. So a little sad and cringy. That ultimately didn't happen. They donated $350,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. But yeah, that was the Emmy Sunday. And a whole weekend full of action, Angela.
Yeah, I'm surprised Charlie Sheen has not died at all.
That is an OLI there. We watched AKA Charlie Sheen on Netflix. I would tell people go watch it, go recommend it. So we can close out on this because I was very fascinated by this documentary because I grew up, and it's a weird thing to say, and, you know, some people can be questionable about it, but I grew up on 2.5 Men. Definitely not the most appropriate show for a kid to be watching.
I mean, my parents won't make me
Yeah.
watch a lot of movies when I was younger that I should have been watching.
Look, it's a shout out to my parents because kids should not have known really who Charlie Sheen was. But I was a huge fan because I loved him as Charlie Harper on 2.5 Men. I loved him in Platoon, which is for sure not a kid-friendly, you know, horrors of the Vietnam War. But my parents thought it was required viewing. They thought it was, you know, they were very big on appropriateness for me. But if it was, you know, good quality stuff, hey, he should see this, and we'll cover his eyes if there's some titties that pop up or something.
Not titties.
The titties. But I love Charlie Sheen. I grew up seeing this collapse in his mental and seeing all the fallout of everything. So like this wasn't too much of a surprise for me, but you were a little newer to Charlie Sheen, right? So how did all of this come off to you? How did you like it?
So like I knew of him. Like I've seen him and stuff. I didn't grow up watching him like you did. A lot. If anything, I watched like a lot of other people growing up, but having like no idea that was even like a thing in his life from doing all those drugs and I was gonna say crack, but that was a
No, yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, crack is one of those drugs that kind of like translates all the other drugs.
It's like insane.
Yeah,
and
you don't.
Like,
yeah,
just having like sex, like with every person you probably met, like. I can only imagine how insane he is. Like, I think watching till the end of that docu, it's like, well, no wonder his dad and his brother did not want to be a part of that at all. Like, just the way he treated his dad every time he tried to go and help him. And there was, like, I wouldn't say there wasn't anybody in his life that wanted to stop all of that. Because, like, maybe he wasn't asking for help, but like letting it go on for that long is like, I'm frozen. Just basically like, you know, seeing like how there was really nobody in his life that was like hey, you need to stop. Because I felt like what it seemed like watching it was like, is anybody gonna tell him, like, this is not a good idea, like, you need to stop this? If anything, they just kept watching it happen and waiting for him to die. Or, like, was expecting him to die.
Right.
I'm just like, if you really do care about this person a lot, why didn't you try to make it happen sooner rather than just letting it go, keep watching him, making him untouchable, making him do all these stupid decisions, making it just worse and worse and worse, and eventually watch the train fall happen, or just keep watching the train fall happen until it eventually crashes instead of like helping him further in his life and basically being like, yeah, no, you need to stop. So I understand his dad and brother not wanting to, because especially his dad, like, really, really wanted to help him. He's just a dick, an asshole to him. Yeah. But I'm glad he's doing better now. And that's all you really want for these people, is to be better and to get better, to put their life back on track and realize what the real goal is. And ultimately, doing drugs and having sex like 24/7 is just not the way to go, especially for an actor.
That's right. Well, I can't think of a better way to end the Sunday hangover than to have you actually standing and delivering a sermon.
Honestly, my legs are really hurting. So I'm glad I stood up.
Yeah, it works. Hey, producer Angela, thank you for being here. Thank you for filling in. We love having you as always.
You're welcome.
And of course, folks, you can follow the show on the 323 Network on YouTube. Follow us at 323read, at 323reid on all social media, including TikTok. We do some of our best work there. Yeah, go check us out on all those things. And again, be ready for Ricks versus Gricks on Friday. We will have our picks for week 3 in the NFL. And like I said, we would have an update going into the end of the show. Monday Night Football, one of the games, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Houston Texans 20-19. Bucks finished 2-0. Texans are 0-2, so that's concerning.
And the other game just started.
Yes, and for whatever reason, a game starting at 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Again!
Hey, why do you hate us?
Why do you hate us?
Sports.
You hate the East Coast.
What are you doing?
People got work tomorrow.
Oh my God. Angela, while you're standing up, do you want to close out the show by doing the Colts mascot dance? Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Bye.
Bye, folks. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later.
Peace out.